Hey guys, welcome to another video review on BuyMeAnIPhone.com. As usual, I'm Omar, and today's video review is sponsored by Maximo, who among other things make high-end headsets for the iPhone and other MP3 players. Today's video review is going to be of the Casemate Naked Case for the iPhone 3G. So I'm going to show you this on the close-up camera, and we're going to talk about the details of this case.
Alright guys, here we go. The Naked Case for the iPhone 3G. And for those of you that watch my reviews regularly, you'll know that the only case that I've ever given a 10 out of 10 rating is the Naked Case, and that was for the original iPhone. I really liked the way the design of this one. Of course, there's some other cases out there that are full plastic cases, and what I mean by that is plastic cases that also cover the screen as well. But for some reason, I just think the Casemate for the old iPhone did a really good job, and it was real snug. It had a good enclosure on the back. It had a lot of good things that I really liked about it, and I really didn't have any complaints besides the fact that it didn't come with a holster. At least the review I did of it didn't have a holster. I think they are working on that though. So for the Naked Case for the iPhone 3G. I have to say I am not as optimistic and as positive with this review today. And it's really two big issues, and one of them is a really big issue, and I'll go into that in a second. Let me just go ahead and show you the close. You've seen the case already, I'm showing it to you. But all the ports and the cutouts are pretty open. I've heard that some headphone plugs don't quite fit into this opening, but I haven't had any problems with that. So we got the real big openings. They're pretty deep, so I don't think you could damage or kind of make any kind of damage at all with those, because the plastic on the edges is real thick, and the bottom is completely exposed right there. And there's a hole for the home button right there. Now, as you can tell in the light, this thing gets a lot of fingerprints pretty easily, like the iPhone does as well. And it kind of does scratch up a little bit too when it's in your pocket. If you have it with keys and stuff, the case just gets scratched up pretty easily. But the point of the case, in my opinion, for this type of case, is just to protect your phone from getting the scratches and not the case. So I can live with that. But the one thing I did notice that was different about this Naked Case that was different from the other one is that it has a little bit there's more of a gap between the case and the phone. Like there's more room. Before the older Naked Case was really snug, but I can kind of pinch the sides of the phone. I can feel there's some play in it. And so the bad thing about that is that means there's a little bit more room between the phone and the case, and so sometimes I'll get dust or particles or just stuff that's inside of it really easily. It gets in there because the case isn't real snug and hard. And I've also heard some people complain about the sensitivity of the screen, and I haven't had really any serious issues with the screen being sensitive at all. And to be honest with you, I actually have a screen protector on my phone right now underneath this plastic screen. So definitely not recommended to be doing it that way. I wouldn't recommend keeping the screen protector. You don't need the screen protector because this protects your screen, but I'm also testing that screen protector, so I don't want to take it off. But that's underneath this, and it still works even with the screen protector underneath this. Of course, it'd be even better and a lot more sensitive if you didn't do it that way, but I'm just letting you know it does work like that. So the one negative I had about it was it has a little bit more of a gap, and it's a little not as snug as it used to be. The second issue I had with this case is a more serious issue, and that is it's caused damage to my iPhone. And as you can see here, let me show you the side view. If I can get the camera, I'm sorry. So you see this the snap enclosure here. It's a really good enclosure. It's real snug. It doesn't by accident open up or anything like that. So it's a really good snap. But the problem I've been having is that the edges of this thing, so because of the curve of the iPhone, the way it's curved down on the sides like that, it's actually cutting into the back of my iPhone, the back of the iPhone. And of course, with the original iPhone, it was aluminum, which wasn't an issue. It's not that easy to scratch it up. But let me show you here. Obviously, now it's a plastic back. It's a lot easier to scratch. And so, I don't know if you can see it. It's going to be hard to get a close-up of this. And of course, my phone is full of fingerprints. But let me show you here. Pop it out. See that line right there? It goes all the way to the back. That is a full scratch on the back of my iPhone. Right there. And I'm not just talking about, oh no, that's a scratch I can buff out. No, that's a scratch. I could run my nail through it. I could feel it hitting it as I'm running my nail past it. And especially really deep right here, right on the very bottom part. Can't really see from that angle. But you can kind of see it. You can see right there. See that line? So this is actually causing damage to the back of my iPhone. I mean, granted, you know, it's a plastic back, but I've tested other plastic cases that haven't scratched up, and the reason it's doing that is because of this edge right here. This edge on this side is real sharp. So as you're sliding out, and I've taken this off of my phone a few times, which is why its scratch has gotten worse. But when you're swiping it, it just barely touches it. But right when it gets to the edge of it, it has to, that little piece right here has to be pushed underneath this piece right here. So when you push it down, it just cuts right into the iPhone and snaps into place. So that's really upsetting. That's the first scratch I've got on my phone. I'm pretty particular about my devices and having wear and tear. My old iPhone had barely any scratches. I always have a case on it, which is the whole point of keeping the case, is to prevent scratches from happening to the iPhone. But this case actually is causing the scratch to happen. So, you know, I'm not going to make too big of a deal about it. I mean, it is really small, not that obvious, but I still think it's something to mention to those of you, if you're as anal with your stuff as I am. That would probably annoy the heck out of you, and that annoys the heck out of me, and I'm definitely not going to put this case back on my phone. So, for that reason, that's probably the biggest negative I have to say about the phone. But I'd like to hear about other people that also have this case. I'm sorry, the only problem with this case. If you have a naked case and you don't have this issue, please post a comment on my YouTube channel or on the website, buymeiphone.com, and let me know. I'm not sure if this is an isolated thing, or maybe a lot of people are having issues with this, or maybe, you know, I really don't know. Maybe it's just my case that has this rough edge on this piece right here, and I'm the only one that has it. I think if I had a white iPhone, the white back iPhone, you probably wouldn't even be able to notice it. But I can definitely see it. So please post in the comments if you own this case and if you've had the same type of issues, and maybe this is something that CaseMate can improve on. But you know, if it wasn't for the scratching on the back and maybe a little bit of the gap between the phone and the case with looseness, I still think it's an awesome case. I love the fact that it is protected with the screen. It's plastic. It's really hard, thick plastic. It's probably maybe a little bit thicker than a screen protector, or maybe harder at least. And it doesn't feel rubbery. It's real smooth. So as far as the touch of, it's real similar to maybe how the iPhone feels, the glass screen of the iPhone. But that's going to be it. So that's a naked case by CaseMate for the iPhone 3G. So thanks for watching another video review on buymeiphone.com.